You all know about Muhammadiyya in Jogja because you live in Jogja. But I'm sure many of you would know also that even within Muhammadiyya, when they think about Muhammadiyya in Jawa Timur, it's a slightly different organization, much more Puritan. And one of the issues which arises in East Java Muhammadiyya is a greater intolerance towards local phenomena of Javanese culture. There are certainly Muhammadiyya people in East Java who see Javanese culture there as a kind of warisan jahiliyyah, just left over from the age of ignorance. There's been some very important research done in Lamongan, done by Ashkuri ibn Khamin, Shamsul Hidayat, Muhammad Sayyidi, and Khwaja Rizul Haq, a group at that stage from the Universitas Muhammadiyah Solo. Now, Lamongan is an area where the predominant culture, of course, is NU style, which has all of this, NU Salawatan and Tahlilan, but also Ruwatan, Wayang, pretty sensual dances and so on. Now, the local Muhammadiyya oppose all of that. And in some cases, what are normally called is very extreme versions. Of course, the question is, with women, of course, the question is always, if the aura, has to be covered, precisely what is included in the aura. And there are certainly Muhammadiyya leaders in Lamongan who say that itu termasuk suara perempuan, harus ditutupi. So pretty strong versions. The NU says, well, Muhammadiyya in Lamongan is dry, spiritually, the kring, and it disturbs community, some of the solidarity. So there's Muhammadiyya in East Java. That's a rather different kind of representation of religious life than we find in Muhammadiyya in Central Java. We can show you a photograph of one of the true celebrities of contemporary Islam. Kya Haji Abu Bakr Bashir, Ustad Abu Bakr Bashir. I had a long discussion with him on Saturday morning. I think the third talk I've had with Abu Bakr Bashir. As you know, he's an Arab, of Arab descent, born in Jombang, of Arab descent. All of his schooling was actually in Sulawesi until he went to Gontor in the late 50s. In 1972, he and his colleague Abdullah Sumka, who was actually more radical, I think, than Abu Bakr Bashir, founded the Al-Mukmin Pesantren, which moved to the village of Mruki shortly thereafter. Al-Mukmin, of course, is sometimes referred to as a sort of Eton for terrorists, but that doesn't begin to capture the importance and the significance of that school, because here we have a truly revivalist view of what religious life should be, and it basically has no room for Javanese culture. So this question of identity arises immediately. Abu Bakr Bashir will tell you that all forms of Javanese culture should be maintained, it should be preserved, so long as they do not include shirik or maksiat. So as long as there's no heresy or immorality, it can be included. So then you ask him, well, what about Gadabak or Kris or Wayang or Javanese dance, gamelan? In the end, of course, it all does in fact have shirik or maksiat. So in principle, none of it is acceptable. No wayang, no gamelan has ever been performed in Murpi. No sufi tarikat is allowed, no slamatan. And if you go there, you can buy audio tapes which help you to distinguish between us and them. How to recognize an infidel, Abdullah Sumka's tape, serving God, and how you know a hypocrite. Now, about the same time, another fundamentalist organization was created in Solo with a different approach. That's the Majlis Tafsir al-Quran, created not by people of Arabic descent, but by Abdullah Tofel, who is of Pakistani descent, but also raised in Java. Again, it's a purification movement, certainly, but while MTA, of course, will reject all ideas of supernatural forces, which are not found in the Quran yet, students of MTA schools study gamelan, they perform wayang, and in their wayang, samar is allowed to appear, so a very different approach. They also, of course, recognize the really dangerous power. I see a lot of amulets, a lot of creases. That's Amasakino, who presently heads it there. and they display them with warnings telling people to kaum muslim dan muslimat yang masih memiliki jimat segera bertaubat karena ini perbuatan syirik. So, get rid of it, repent, because this is heresy. So in a sense, quite strong views, which are much more open to Javanese culture than in the case of Murki. And then the third major school there is As-Salam, and again, an even more open and flexible view towards the question of being Javanese, but created by people who are neither Pakistani nor Arab, but of Javanese descent. Abdullah Topal, the founder of MTH, when Abdullah Sunkar and Abu Bakr Bashir went into political action in the 1970s, Abdullah Topal's view was that this was simply da'wah yang keliru. He was prostitution, just took the wrong path. But we've been talking